Hello everyone, Tina here. I hope you're having a wonderful day. I'm back again today with the Spellbinders Crafty Advent Calendar. If you missed day one's project, I'll leave it at the end of the video here, and then I'll leave the coordinating blog post down below if you want to check it out. Let's open up our Advent Calendar and check out day number 2. I'm excited about this. I don't know if you could tell. Let me go like this. I mentioned before, but day 2, it has the little open up. There's preparations on here, and I'm just gonna use my thumbnail. You could use a craft knife if you wanted to, but I'm gonna help it along. And we'll open up. Are you ready for number 2? Dun, 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 dun. Oh my! Oh gosh! How cute is this? Oh my goodness! Oh gosh! This is a stamp set, guys. I don't want to ruin my box. This is, let me get a piece of cardstock. We get a stamp set and it is adorable. This is day 2. So let's create a card with day 2. Okay, I'm going to put this aside, put my calendar aside, and we're going to work on a project. We are going to start by doing a little layering and stamping. And it looks like this stamp set creates a flourish, so everything kind of connects together like a puzzle. So let's see if we can do this. We're going to start by stamping our largest flower first. That's our base flower, and I have some inks. I have a little color palette. I think it'll look really pretty, although it looks like I may need to bring in a darker green too. So let me grab a darker green. Okay, I'm going to bring in peeled paint also, so we can. Okay, I'm going to start by stamping our largest flower with my dried marigold. It's real pretty, soft orange. I'm going to put it in the middle because I don't know how big this flourish will be. We'll stamp here. Let's zoom in a little bit. Okay, and then we'll take the flower here that has the petal off the side, and we'll put away our orange ink. We'll grab our blue ink. We'll stamp this, and I'm going to add this to one of the curves on my flower. I'm just going to try and find one that will fit. I think that looks good. Okay, tumbled glass is kind of a real soft. And then we have this flower that has a little curve to it. I'm going to change blocks. I think these are acrylic stamps, and so if your acrylic block has any moisture on it, your stamp will slide. Okay, we'll add, and I'm going to use tumbled glass again for this flower. And we're going to add this on another one of the petals. I guess it doesn't matter which petal you add it to. I do have a little bit overhanging, but I think I can still continue. After we have our third flower, partial flower, we have a branch here. Let's add let's add this leaf. We'll add this leaf here. Just put it on an acrylic block. I'm going to use my shabby shutters for this, and I may add a couple of them. And I'm following along the curve of the largest flower. I'm going to stamp 2 of these. And maybe one over here. I guess you can mix and match wherever you want to stamp. Okay, that's shabby shutters with the large leaf. Now the large leaf in here has a layer. It has the spine, and that's where the darker ink comes in. My peeled paint. We'll stamp this. Do I want to maybe need a darker ink? I'm going to use a darker ink. Instead of peeled paint, I'm going to switch this out. I'm going to switch it out to forest moss because I want to show up on my leaves here. And we just add our leaf veins. And then after we have this done, we have our, this is our stem. I'm going to switch blocks because I'll stick to the dry one. And then I'm going to use forest moss for the stem here. And we can add this. I think I might, I have a little bit of overhanging, but I think I can still get away with it. And we'll add one over here. Pretty. It's getting bigger and bigger. And then we have our small leaf. There's a couple small leaves in here. I'm going to add one to I'm going to grab a small acrylic block here. I'm going to take this leaf here and we'll stamp this around our image. This is a good way to cover up your mistakes. And maybe one more over here. I'm going to put this back, and then we'll use this one next, but I'm going to switch out inks. I'll put away my forest moss, bring back my shabby shutters, and we'll add some smaller leaves. I don't think there's really any right or wrong when it comes to these. You can kind of just go crazy. I think that looks good. What do you think? Okay. I'll put this leaf back. And then we have the little flower bed. That's this one here. I'm going to take this and we're going to add this to the stems here. And I'm going to use Fossilized amber for this. We'll flip it around. Oh, that turned out pretty. And I'll do the same up here. So basically this, this can turn into any arrangement that you'd like. Now, I do want to add some black and white stripes to my card today. So I'm going to be bold and bring in a black flower center. We'll put away our inks. And then I'm going to bring in my VersaFine. Do we want, yeah. And then we'll take this flower center, and we're going to add this to the center of our largest flower. Pretty. And then there's a smaller flower center. That's this one here. We'll take this, and I'm going to fill in these two blue flowers with that. And then that will be our arrangement today. Okay, I love that there's a sentiment in here, thinking of you, but we're going to stamp that directly on our panel. Now I'm going to use my scissors, and I'm going to fussy cut all around my image, leaving a little bit of a border. Okay, now I do like layers on my card, so I'm going to stamp that middle flower one more time. We'll take this, I'm going to put it on an acrylic block using my dried Marigold. We'll stamp this, and then I'm going to take that flower center and stamp it with my VersaFine ink, just repeating that large flower like so. And then I'm going to fussy cut around this too, that way we can layer them both together. I'm going to take some of my border dies. This is the Spellbinders create a slimline border die. I love the loopies. We're going to take this, and then for today's card, again, we're going to use a small note card. I've been loving these lately. I just think they're so nice and handy. I mean, they're nice to stick in the mailbox for your postman, and nice to give to your neighbors. I just love that. I'm going to go ahead and take a panel. I'm going to trim it down so it's actually card front size. Okay, and then what we're going to do is take the loop border, and I want to create a border. I'm going to try and evenly space it. I'm going to create a border on this side, and I'm also going to create a border on this side. So it'll be solid in the middle with the loopy edges on each side. I'm going to run this through my die cut machine. I'm going to go ahead and take this. This is what our loop-de-loops look like, so pretty. I'm going to bring in some striped pattern paper. I like black and white stripes, and then I'm going to just trim a thin strip here. Wonderful. We'll trim off that excess. And then while we're at it, I'm going to be bringing in some Spellbinders black twine. And I have room for my floral. And I have room for my sentiment. Okay, so the bow is almost to the left. I'm going to flip this around, and I'm going to directly adhere this to, do we want foam tape? No. I'm going to adhere this panel directly to my card base, just adding adhesive all the way down the middle. Okay, I messed up on my inking. It wasn't the stamp's fault. I double stamped because I should have stamped my sentiment first. So I have a strip, and we're going to do a redo. I'm just going to stamp this. Over here. And that is, you see it stamps beautifully. I'm going to go ahead and take this, and I'm going to add some adhesive. We're going to cover up our mistake. And then we'll take our sentiment, and we're just going to tack it right above our striped paper here. And I don't think anybody will know the difference. Like so. And then we can take our floral. We'll add this, making sure I'm not going to cover up my sentiment. I love that. And then we're going to take our fussy cut flower that we did for the layering, and instead of using this is a 2mm foam square. Instead of using the 2mm, I'm going to bring in the 1mm foam squares. Turn it until I know it's the same position as the flower that was there, like so. And we have a little bit of dimension. I'm going to finish this off. I think we have some black pearls. We have some Spellbinders, this Fashion Jet black pearls. We're going to add a few to spread out some of that bold black. Okay, and I added just a couple here and here. And that finishes off day 2 of the Spellbinders Advent Calendar. Such a cute little note card. Oh, there's, oh, that's so funny. I lost one of my black pearls, and I was like, where did it go? And probably on my craft desk, you wouldn't believe, but it's on the inside. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and call this card done. Love this. This is day 2 of the Spellbinders Advent Calendar. I hope you enjoyed my project, and there's coordinating blog posts. I'll link it down below. Have a wonderful day. We'll see you tomorrow for project number 3.